that won't work. Let me start out by saying that the phrase itself isn't actually that like inherently dumb, but what it actually is just like the go-to saying that the dumbest people possibly use to defend political strategy that just won't work. And being a Canadian political YouTuber means I have to see this exact same take over and over and over again. So what is actually my point that I'm not making right now? Well, it starts with all horrible things on the internet do. Reddit. I recently made a video about the leader of the NDP, Avi Lewis, and comparing him to Zoran Mamdani. And one of the things I did was point out the like incredibly combative nature of Avi Lewis and the overall like pretty pleasant one of Zoran Mamdani. And my broader point in that video was that Avi Lewis should probably spend like a little bit more time being nice to people. For starters, the people in this video aren't even the people who are like doing all the bad things. They're just like random people on Canadian Wall Street who are like going about their business. Believe it or not, this man in fact is not Mr. Wealth Inequality himself. It's just kind of weird and unfortunate that like the first decision you make for a video that you want to make is like going and harassing a bunch of like upper middle class people who probably aren't like actively contributing to the problems of like wealth and income inequality. If the opportunity presents itself for you to do an interview with like a very rich and powerful person, then I guess like sure, yeah, you can obviously do that and you can be mean to them, but not these guys who even from like a true communist perspective are not like members of the owner class. Do what Zoran Mamdani did and give people who don't have a voice one and just be nice to people. And at the start, just focus on like trying to be more positive. That's at the start of your political career, you should be doing that, which is fair, right? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you perfectly agree with me, 100%. Thank you. I'm glad we both see it the exact same way. But unfortunately, this incredibly reasonable take that me and you both agree with was not seen with the exact same amount of enthusiasm as it was in the as it was seen in the NDP subreddit. I'm so fucking sorry you have to kneel like that. Do you want to take a break and stand? We started standing because my camera guy got tired of being on his knees.
I can't hear you.
I know. Now, as someone who thinks that wealth inequality is bad but isn't like a full-blown socialist, I'm used to NDP people like getting mad at me for like incredibly stupid reasons. Like I think that the best way to fix like wealth and income inequality is going to be like some like stupid nerdy wonk shit of like pretty high minimum corporate global tax rates. And not some stupid anarcho-econ purity cult that has existed for over 200 years, acts like more like a religion than anything else, and has never worked literally ever. Communists are just libertarians with they, them pronouns and better facial hair, and there is nothing that could, don't you fucking laugh, and there is nothing that could change my mind on that. But as an online Canadian liberal, I started also sustaining fire from the Eastern Front. I am Poland. Because I make videos about why Pierre Poilievre is cringe and why he's bad and why he's dumb and the conservatives are bad in the polls and dumb in the, oh my god, I make so many videos like Pierre Poilievre is cringe. And I've brought this up like 4 times now. I'm still gonna bring it up though. He recently had a speech where in it he said this.
And some people have accused me of being a fighter, but that's because some things are actually worth fighting for.
And he's right. Some things are in fact worth fighting for, and the NDP is correct. If there was ever a time to fight, now would be that time. However, there was also a reason that in Canada, at least, we were going through like the Mark Carnaissance, where both the Conservative and the NDP party are like trying to recover from the devastating loss of the 2025 election, and why Zoran Mamdani is doing like incredibly well, and why Gavin Newsom has seemed to capture the hearts and minds of white, annoying 40-year-old people who just hate Donald Trump so badly and want someone to say mean things to him. Now isn't like the time to fight. More so than ever, now is the time to focus. You are stone faced on that one.
Not to disrupt after you told me don't you fucking laugh.
No, you can laugh. I don't know. Like, that's if you're gonna laugh. I would prefer if you laugh. That way I feel like a laugh track. You can build a laugh track.
Who's driving the fucking fart mobile? That's so gross. Don't you dare.
Where the fuck do I get that, huh? Now is not the time to fight as much as it is like the time to focus. I'm sorry, but if you're a loser who's like fighting with a Nazi on Twitter, that is all you are. We're all guilty of this, all right? I still do this. I love fighting with Nazis. Go to any of my comment sections and you will see me arguing with people who comment things that are not related to anything that was said in the video. They just got really cranky and they wanted to recite talking points. But if you're gonna do this, just know that like you are wasting your time, inshallah, gang gang, that you're having fun, but you're not really doing anything productive. And it's fine, that's perfectly fine, but just separate these two things. Oh no, this line is gonna fucking... The only tweets from Gavin Jucom... Dude, I can't believe I fucking wrote... The only tweets from Gavin Jucom over here that like I actually remember or are like notable in any way are the ones where he's attacking Trump, not like random people in the cabinet or anything like that, which I would be fine with. If you want to attack the Trump cabinet, go do that. I'm just saying that the ones that I remember are the ones where he like is poking fun at Trump. The vast majority of the clips that I saw of Zoran Mamdani were him being incredibly positive, which is why that like the clips of him being like negative and like anti-Cuomo hit so much harder. Pierre Poilievre uses the sentence, "Some things are worth fighting for," to justify fighting on literally anything he can possibly talk about. When every day you find something to disagree with on the Prime Minister about, it just looks more so like you are trying to find something to fight about, and you are engaging more in partisan politics than anything that is like for the country. I know, conservatives. And the NDP subreddit uses the example of like Jagmeet saying going and like fighting back against a random guy on TikTok as like proof that like going to random voters and like shoving your ideology down their throat is like actually smart politics. But then like I went and checked out the video, and the guy was like hurling racist vitriol at him.
Across the country once you get into office?
So if Toronto had a drinking water problem, if Montreal had a drinking water problem, would you be asking the same question?
It's a lot of money, is what I'm saying. And people will look at it and go, how much money are we going to spend on all this? And how are you going to find that money?
That's a genuine question. Would you be asking this question if Vancouver did not have clean drinking water? Would you be asking this question if Edmonton did not have clean drinking water?
I shouldn't have said it was a random man. It was a reporter. Stupid, 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 stupid.
I have to say, you people are so just incredibly fucking autistic. If you cannot tell the difference between these two things, you need to be in a room. This guy is like much more of a valid military target than like this fucking guy who they caught on camera. Although I think that now is the time to fight is a sentence that like I absolutely agree with. The very similar point of like people want to see you fighting, I think I just disagree with. I've said this point once and I'll say it again. People really don't want to see you fight. They want to see you defend or clap back, but they don't want to see you like really engage in stuff with people who are minding their own business. People aren't going to take in like the political and economic state of the world right now when they see you just being an asshole to someone unprovoked on the internet. Please don't go picking fights with people for just absolutely no reason. I saw someone say that me telling Avi Lewis to not engage in like random voters like that unprovoked is like when the Kamala campaign told Tim Walz to stop making JD Vance couch jokes. Just so the beautifully autistic and incredibly unlovable members of the NDP subreddit can really get my point right now. Obviously, the fartmobile back, bro. The fartmobile is back.
Bro, the fartmobile.
The fartmobile. I think that it's perfectly fine to make fun of JD Vance. JD Vance, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump are all, after the dismantling of USAID, probably some of the most evil people on the planet, responsible for millions of easily preventable deaths in third world countries. And this fucking guy just works at the CIBC branch in Bay Street. I don't care if political leaders or politicians or people like yourself like fight with the opposite side politically on the internet. Go for it. Gang gang, bro. I just want us to be like actually honest for a second that like it doesn't do that much unless they've got like a really big platform and we can make them look retarded. Number one, if you want to go have some fun politically and go dunk on some like bootlicking loser who, you know, apartment looks horrendous and he's saying things like, no, bro, you don't get it. You don't get it. Like if we raise taxes, then all the rich people they'll just leave, bro. They'll just leave. They're gone. They'll just leave. You don't understand it, bro. We can't raise taxes on the rich people. They'll just all leave. If you want to dunk on that loser, I welcome you. Inshallah, bro. But let's not pretend that you're doing something that is all that valuable. It's fun, but it's just. Number two, don't pretend that just because you or you know your preferred politician are on the right sides of history that you will be seen positively on the internet. Almost no voters are going to see like this guy or this guy as like valid targets to go and like be mean to, especially if it's unprovoked. I understand if you're a socialist and you might not like this video, so I'm gonna throw you a bone right now. All right, I'm at a very Chinese point in current year. All right, I'm at the most Chinese I've ever been in my life. Shout out to Every Frame of Painting. You know how in like every Jackie Chan fight scene, he like starts from like a position that is lower than the other guy. One of his arms is this, or he just doesn't have that, or he's got a smaller weapon or whatever, he's got no weapon or whatever, or there's like more guys against him. That is it's there for a reason. Every Jackie Chan fight scene starts with him being the underdog because we like rooting for the underdog. It's just cool. And most of all, remember, politics is for power, but most of you are never going to hold any power at all. So if you're saving all the fun for when you are in power or when your side is in power, that's like saving up sex for old age. If you're potentially saving your happiness for when you or your team and side is in power, if you watch political content and you find that you just don't enjoy yourself at the end of the day, if you are not having fun, you are not doing politics the right way. I have been moving so much to the right.
It's fine, I'm just centering your head.
I have been moving right.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Move back.
Benjamin Netanyahu! Ah! Outro jump scare. Thank you to Ramen for becoming a member. I love you so much. $20 a month, that's too much money. I came back from the dentist. I got the fluorine on my teeth.